Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 162nd Master Grade, the Blast Impulse Gundam from the series Mobile Suit Gundam Seed Destiny. Now, they released the original Force Impulse Gundam as a standard release and the Sword Impulse Gundam as a standard release. They never released the Blast Impulse until last year when they released it as a P Bandai kit. Now, the Gundam itself is pretty much the same thing you've seen before. In fact, it is the exact same thing you've seen before, just recolored. They drop the red, you get greens, navy blues, yellows. I'm not going to talk that much about this kit. If you're interested and you want to learn a lot more about the base kit, boom, link to the Force Impulse. That I'd go into, how it separates and each one can fly and everything is still there. You get the backpack for the IWSP kit. But it's the same kit, just a color swap. So I don't want to go into a great detail when I've already done that once before. But balance is okay on this kit. Poseability is really good, except on the head, which can't get really good angles because the way the binders around the neck work. So it's a little awkward to pose with the head because the way the head is shaped and the way the neck shaped. The shoulders are kind of loose on this kit. They get a little wobbly, but you can fix it when you pose them. But it's not spectacular, but it's very good. Good poseability, good balance. A lot of good stuff going on here. But it's not perfect. You have issues. Like I said, the biggest one I have is the head. You really want to move that head around and pose it in lots of ways, and you really can't. It's just a little really awkward to work with. But this is the Blast, so what do we come to see? The cannons. Now, here's my biggest problem with the cannons. The joints on this thing are ridiculously tight. You can see that joint there. It's already starting to get a little white from the wear of just moving it. I'm afraid if you move this thing around too much, it'll snap right off. I've moved it around in the posing, and I moved everything and twisted everything I needed to twist and get it in the right position, and it holds. But wow, are these ball joints tight. They are really, really, really tight. To the point that I'm afraid it's going to break eventually. So this might be one of those kits. I put it in one pose, and I just leave it there. Got the cannons down below, the missile pods up top, the navy blue or black section on the guns, that opens up. There's a handle on the right-hand side, or from our point of view, left-hand side, pardon me, and on the right-hand side for the other gun. These cannons will pop up and over. You can put them under the V-fin, or, in a much easier method, lift it up, as so, and have it pointing over the top of the head. Like I said, you can get it underneath, but, like I said, with the awkwardness of the way the head poses, it's just easier to keep it up top. But those joints aren't tight at all. Those will move around any problem you want. But the two ball joints on the main cannons, whew! Yeah, I think they're gonna break if you fiddle with them too much. Granted, I fiddled with them a lot to do this review, and nothing broke. So, little back heavy, not terrible. He can stand on his own. My personal collection, he's gonna be on action base. I just think most Impulse Gundams looks better up top, in air. But he can pose just fine on the ground. You do get the flyer. You do get the standard beam rifle that came with all the Impulse kits. And you do get the transforming shield. Slides up, slides down, slides out, and bigger shield. And just close it back up again. You can, of course, attach the blast pack to the flyer. Looks like that. Actually looks kind of nice. Lots of thrusters, lots of lining on the cannon, on the pack itself. The Gundam itself, not much, but a lot of lining to do on the actual pack. But I like the way the flyer looks. You also get this Mamma Jamma. A beam Javelin, a little throwback to the RX-78-2. Except this beam Javelin's a lot bigger. How big? With the beam attachment, taller than the Gundam, a good deal taller, without just shy of it. And nice big beam effect part, looks really nice. simple, but it looks good. I like the way this looks. I was concerned, as big as it is can be able to hold it? Yeah, no problem whatsoever. The arm and the shoulder is plenty strong enough to hold that sucker up at any angle you want. The entire thing is just one giant groove to fit into the 3-in-1 and then the thumb hand. So you can put the hand wherever you want, at the bottom, middle, top, whatever. And it'll hold it no problem. Like I said, got him airborne, got him flying forward. That's actually a really cool pose. The only issue I have with that is the beam javelin's so friggin' big, he's going to take up some space. And in this pose, very reminiscent of the Freedom, if you ask me, minus of the wings. Cannons forward. The hands kind of fit into the handle. They kind of don't. But honestly, are you really looking at the hands? Cannons up top, over the top of the head. All right, this looks cool. This looks really cool. It's got a cool pose. You can get him leaning back a little bit, like he's firing in the air. Decaled up. Decals on this thing are all water slide. Nothing fancy about them, nothing spectacular. They're okay. But got the full set. Honestly, the only real reason to buy this P Bandai kit is if you got the Force and you got the sword, you kind of want the blast. Round them out. So you got all three. And I'll admit, once I got all three together, it's like, all right, that's cool. I got all three versions of the Impulse Gundam. We're good. Final thoughts on this kit. I just kind of mentioned them, but like I said, if it's a P Bandai kit, it's a little more expensive than most master grades. It's a little tougher to find, but not impossible. If you have the Force and you have the sword, this is a nice complement to round it out. If your favorite version is the Blast Impulse, okay, pick it up. It's fun. If you're a standard collector, you really don't need it. You'd be good with one, either the Force or the sword. The Blast is my least favorite of the 3 packs, but it's still a good kit. Thumbs up. If you want one, get it. I don't think it's a must-buy, though. Well, guys, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed this review. Hope you found it informative. If you have any questions, please ask them. I will answer them as best as I can. Please stay tuned for more. I always got more reviews coming. And I will see you guys next time. Oh, and one more thing. Hey everybody, Jabman025 here. Today I'm taking a look at my 162nd Master Grade. The Force Impulse, the sword, the blast, the Gundam, Seed Destiny thing, and the